The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog and join the Progressive Army.
As you may well be aware of by now, I am horrible at taking time off. But I realized it wasn't the show I necessarily needed to take time away from. It was Twitter. Twitter is a monster. It's a hell hole. And so I've limited my my daily participation on Twitter during office hours between 6 and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And my life has been so much better because of it. But I digress. The reason I'm doing the podcast today is because we're in trouble on the left. And it's not a new revelation. Nothing I'm getting ready to say is new. I just know that we're in trouble, and I need to remind us of what the problem is. It's a it's a multifaceted problem. Problems that exist on the conservative side of the conservative creation of their making, and then problems of our own making on the left. Here's the problem. Conservatives are winning. They are. And I think we just say that and accept that. Conservatives are winning because they have structural advantages. Yes, there are going to be more millionaires and billionaires who pour money into them. Yes, they are going to be able to capitalize on investments, on investors because of the nature of their message, more so than leftists, obviously. Yeah, so there are structural problems, but there is still also, particularly from the financial perspective, but there's money on the left. And the money on the left is the problem that, of our creation. And I'll talk about that in a second. But first, we're losing to conservatism because they have mastered the art of not giving a shit about the truth while we are chasing our tails trying to correct them about the truth. It is rewarding to be able to point to someone and say, you know absolutely nothing about history. You are a revisionist. Here's why, X, Y, and Z. It's great for retweets, but really not that much, because what conservatives have learned is that the alternative truth goes further, faster, longer. And then the correction doesn't have as much steam. They understand that. And so they have bet the entire bank on the ability to reach exponentially more people with their not even half-truths, just blatant revisionist histories, with the full knowledge that the correction that they will never give, right? They're never going to give a correction, but whoever is their, I don't know, arch nemesis on the left brings correction to them on Twitter. They know that that correction will not reach as many people, number one. But even if it does reach as many people on occasion, it's not going to resonate with their audience, because they've also factored into this equation that their audience just does not give a fuck about the truth. They know this. So they're perfectly fine with standing on an international and a national stage and saying something that is 100% counterfactual, ahistorical, with knowing that it's not going to sabotage their career. Instead, it's going to amplify their careers. Because they have perfected what we used to call back in the day the echo chamber. We thought the echo chamber analysis was done, but actually the echo chamber has become perfected. It's a hermetically sealed chamber where no light of actual intelligence and accuracy can break into it. They have created a perfect alternate universe that coexists in the real world, where Nazis who first killed communists and socialists. But in this alternate universe, that coexist with the real world, in that alternate universe, they can get on the stage and say Nazis were actually socialists. Oh, but Ben, yeah, I don't even have to mock. You already know it. Oh, their name were nationalist socialists. Yeah, just like buffalo wings are actually chicken. But that correction, while it gives us gratification on our side, satisfaction on our side, absolutely does not matter, because they have created this perfectly hermetically sealed echo chamber that now facts don't mean anything. And this happened in the midst of the most informed time in world history, at a time where we have access to more accurate information than any other time in world history. At the tip of our fingertips, we ourselves can fact check information and know what they're telling us are lies. But in the midst of this, conservatives understood what is necessary to amplify their ideology of half-truths, untruths, and just downright lies. They understood that what is required is that they saturate the internet with as many lies as they possibly can, so that they can protect this perfectly hermetically sealed bubble. And so they have poured millions upon millions, tens of millions of dollars. Actually, if you consider mainstream media, they poured billions of dollars into Fox News, into YouTube stars, into creating personalities, spreading outright lies. So the bottom line is, we need to keep it simple. Before it just dawned on me, the simple solution to this is just to spread the truth, which is conservatism is a lie. Conservatism is a lie. Everything about them is a lie. They have to rewrite history to make sure that their lies are never revealed to their supporters. They've created this echo chamber that's hermetically sealed, so much so that if there's ever a glimmer of actual factual information, ever an inkling of hope that someone gets a glimpse of truth, there's enough bias confirming information on the internet that they've saturated the internet with to expel, to exorcise any notion of truth from the brains of their followers. Conservatism is a lie. Every bit of it, every aspect of it. And anyone on the left who's going to be pedantic and try to say, well, Ben, there's actually one or two things, shut the hell up, because you're part of the problem on the left. While we are fighting a cabal of lying, sycophant sociopaths, we have people dotting the I's and crossing the T's of every piece of factual information on the left. I don't care what your reason is or your justification is. Your justification is, well, Ben, we can't become them. While you are meticulously correcting everything that comes out from the left that is not precise, the right is outright rewriting history. To make it seem as though every part of human history, conservatism has been on the right side. And in order to spread that lie, they have to rewrite everything. When the fact of the matter is, in almost every part of human history, conservatism has been on the wrong side of history. It's not 100% the case, but in so many instances, it is the truth. Conservatives have a vested interest in protecting this system, this imperialistic system, this capitalistic system, and they've been on that side of history, the wrong side of history, for as many years as we can recall. Conservatism is a lie built on a bed of lies, and the only way it can be sustained is by the further spreading of lies and revising history. And they have let it be known, the Dinesh D'Souza's of the world, conservatives in general, but he in particular has let it be known that he is equal to the task of rewriting anything in history for the sake of making conservatives who have an elementary understanding of politics believe that they have been the heroes throughout all of the world history. Conservatives have never been on the wrong side of history, not in their attack on leftism in Nazi Germany. No, the people who actually attacked communists first in Nazi Germany were actually communists, according to Dinesh D'Souza. Let's go back further, not in slavery. No, those were actually Democrats, right? Never mind that they were Southern conservative Democrats. And that same vein of Southern conservatism is now resting in its home that the KKK endorsed the Republican president. Southern conservatives, never mind that, rewrite history. There's nothing that they are not willing to rewrite for the sake of creating an alternate universe. And this is what I covered on the episode about far worse than George Orwell could ever have imagined. Because he imagined that it would be a single party that would rewrite history for the sake of protecting the single party. But here we are on the opposite end of that paradigm. We're not at a single party. We're at such a hyper partisan time where we could have alternate universes existing, alternate truths existing simultaneously in a sea of information that everyone has access to. There is like choose your own destiny. Do you want to believe the truth, which has a liberal bias, or do you want to believe what conservatives are telling you? And I don't care to draw any equivalence because they're not equal. What is happening on the left side of the spectrum, MSNBC, center right, leftish kind of place with Russia and none of it all pales in comparison to what conservatives are doing. And right now you have more people interested in correcting every detail about MSNBC than they are addressing the fact that we have an entire cabal of people who are trying to rewrite history to make it seem as though socialism was Nazism. And I'm going to calm down. Let me calm down. Not because I'm stressed about this, but because my microphone levels are peaking. I don't want to blow my microphone out. But I keep using the example of Nazism and socialism and how they are conservatives are rewriting that particular history because that should become that should be the most salient, particularly to socialists. We who are pushing America as far as we can to the left because that is the right direction to go. Their attack now is that socialism is Nazism. And you may think that, Ben, that's just ridiculous. We shouldn't even worry about this. That's exactly how they win. They now have created this narrative that while it may not be resonating with us, and we see it for what it is, for those people who are locked in this hermetically sealed bubble, it now becomes their truth. And this, my friends, this is not a small group, but millions of people, half of the electorate, who are now willing to entertain that notion. And as so long as they have enough people who will echo that, they'll be fine. Here's the thing. So long as you got a crew, it doesn't matter. So long as you have people who are patting you on the back and retweeting you, it doesn't matter that what you said is a lie. It doesn't matter that it's so ahistorical that the historians are going to laugh at it. None of that matters. What matters is that you have a few thousand, 10,000, 20,000 people, 50,000 people who will co-sign it every time you say it, beginning to snowball into another lane in their alternate reality. You cannot fight this counterfactual existence with facts. That's the whole point. I mean, I realized this a long time ago. You know, and I'm not going to name the person I was talking to for reasons, but I remember when I was talking about climate change. And to me, it's a matter of it's either happening or it's not. The science either says it's happening or it's not. There is no debate. There is nothing to debate. The science demonstrates this, and yet we have reduced this, the most objective thing that we have. We reduce it down to, it's a political question. No. I don't know if the left, here's the problem again, and I'm trying to say it in the most simplest terms as I can. The left is too smart to fight against this level of dishonesty, this disingenuousness, and outright lies. And I don't say too smart as a compliment. I say that as an insult. Yes, I'm calling you too smart as an insult. We are too cerebral. We are too worried about being fastidious with every one of our words. We're too worried about attention to detail while they don't care about any of that. They have the support that they need. They have the structure that they need. They have the infrastructure that they need. They have the workflows and the processes that they need to amplify outright lies into the mainstream every single day. And we on the left, not everybody, of course, I know, and I see this is part of it. This is part of it. You know, the criticism in the comment section of this video is going to be, well, Ben, not everybody on the left is doing that. Yeah, but the preponderance, the overwhelming majority of us on the left are fighting them on the wrong terms. And we are willing to come to the defense of people on the right if people on the left don't do it the precise and proper way. For example, I have two great examples for you, actually. The whole free speech debate. You have people on the left who have spent their entire last 2 weeks defending Alex Jones and defending his right to be platformed on all of these private corporations because it just doesn't sit well with them that we are, violating the First Amendment. Oh my God, you are the perfect tool for conservatism. You know why? Because you're going to use your platform, your money, your resources, and your time to amplify and defend them and to persuade the public that it's more important that we protect Alex Jones than it is for us to destroy Alex Jones. And they, every single day of the week, are looking for how they can either destroy us, co-opt us, or make us their useful idiots. Now, which category do you fall into? Every day of every minute, they are planning to destroy socialism and the left in general. They are out for blood. They are out to put an end to your ideology. They are looking to stop your free speech through the force of law. They have, you think I'm exaggerating? They have the plans on their books. They are not looking for an ideal society where we can have a competition of ideas, you morons. They are looking to shut you the hell up. And you've become the useful idiots for them because they didn't co-opt you. No, but they know that, well, he's a good guy. He's going, we can count on this guy to spend his resources defending Alex Jones. And we could count on The Intercept to do an entire video about why it's so important that we defend it. We defend this is an occasion for us. So even if you don't like Alex Jones, we should fight for his First Amendment rights. Meanwhile, conservatives are playing a zero-sum game to destroy everything that does not neatly comport to serving American imperialism and capitalism and male supremacy and Christian supremacy. This is we don't have time for this. And yet all of the resources, this is the problem from the left. all of the resources and money is going to people and organizations and groups who are more interested in defending Nazis than they are punching Nazis. And this isn't because it is the moral thing and that morality is winning out and it's the high road and this is what people, you know, if that's your reasoning in your brain, then you're just as bad as NPR. NPR is the perfect place for you to go to defend the free speech of Alex Jones and to push back against Antifa punching Nazis. That's the perfect platform. How are you any different than that? Why? Because every now and then you peddle a little socialism. You peddle a Medicare for all. Medicare for all is I digress. Peddling, you know, if at the core of what you're doing, the problem is that we on the left are not fighting conservatives like they are fighting us. We are trying to hold ourselves to a standard that they will not hold themselves to. And I've said this time and again, you cannot be reasonable with unreasonable people at unreasonable times. You cannot pretend as though this is, I mean, really, people just kind of, even these YouTube people, even people, independent media, they really just kind of want to get it back to where it was in the glory days. You have to really think about this. Some of these people really just want to get back to where we could just have competing YouTube videos and talk about each other and we all go out for beers and laugh later. You know, when we can mix and mingle with the people from Breitbart and, you know, they're actually just good people. I actually had somebody tell me that, you know, the people at Breitbart, they're really just good people and we just disagree. And I'm sitting back and I'm wondering, do you actually understand what we are up against? They're not looking to disagree with us in an equal competition of ideas. They're looking to destroy us. And this is not hyperbole. This is the message that I mean, think of it this way. This is the exact message. What I'm saying is the exact message that Alex Jones says to his audience, that the liberals and the communists and the fascists, they're trying to destroy us. They're trying to destroy America. However the hell he says it. When in reality, you got more people on the left who are just trying to do their best to make sure everybody has a kumbaya moment. Everybody just get along. Let's make sure that we have people on the left trying to make sure that Nazis have an equal opportunity to speak. And yet Alex Jones is telling his audience every single day, the fourth most downloaded news podcast on the planet. And he's telling his people that we are trying to destroy them. And then you have people on the left defending him while they are trying to destroy us. Oh my God. I don't understand. This is why I had to do the podcast today. I hate to be so dramatic, but this is the obscenity and the insanity of it all. You have platforms on a regular basis on the right who are telling their people, their millions of followers, that we, who the majority of us are trying to defend the speech of Nazis, they are telling their audience that we are trying to destroy their freedom of speech and that we're coming after them and that they have to get their guns ready. And you have simpletons on the left who are defending that. They are plotting your demise, whether it be politically or literally. They are plotting to take away your free speech. And you are sitting here criticizing us about not giving a damn about them being deplatformed. I don't. You know why? Because they are using their platforms to spread lies, to rewrite history, and to plot my demise, our demise. These people on the left that are doing this, they need to get out of the way. They absolutely need to get out of the way because they are no more qualified to fight this type of conservatism than neoliberal Democrats. I'm sorry, but you're not. You are a problem. You are holding up bandwidth, you are holding up finances, and you're blocking the way of people who are really ready to put a smackdown on this movement of conservatism that is rewriting history to make themselves to be the heroes throughout all of world history and to make leftism to be the villain all throughout world history. What do you think they're going to do when they've actually solidified that plan? Do you think they're just going to sit on stage and compete with us in the competition of ideas? They're playing for keeps. They're not playing games with us. And they have the infrastructure. They have the resources. And the resources on our side are being sucked up by people who want to sit around and pat each other on the back for being such a noble individual, defending the rights of people on the right. And where you're defending, you are just as bad as a neoliberal. This is literally God, in this way, at least neoliberals get the idea. They understand that we're in a scorched earth battle against these people. They may not have the right way of doing it. They may be overplaying their Russia card, but at least they understand this is a critical time. What is wrong with you people? This podcast is of the utmost importance because they have a desire to politically silence through disenfranchisement, through silencing, deplatforming us, through getting professors fired on campuses, which they've been doing for a long time, while you are defending their right to be on campuses. Their goal is to silence and politically destroy anyone who's further left than Ted Cruz. And you think that this game, that this season, that this era that we are in is about how we could defend their right to free speech? No. This era right now is about who can build platforms big enough, fast enough, and convince the most people that what they are saying is the truth. And instead of doing that, the platforms that are being built are being used to defend Nazis, to defend motherfucking Nazis, while Nazis are building their platforms faster than we can ever imagine, with further reach than we could ever dream of, with more money than we ever have to silence us. Well, and then here comes the problem on the left. Well, Ben, they're not actual Nazis and the nationalist socialists, since they might just be white supremacists adjacent. I'm sorry, but that's what some of you on the left are more concerned with than the Nazis who are planning to kill us. And by you, I mean whoever the shoe fits. I don't care. I don't really care to be precise and fastidious and accurate with every phrase and dot every I and cross every T. Because you know why? While we're doing that, they are rewriting the history books right underneath us. And that group of leftists feel that it is more important that we protect their free speech to do so than it is to punch them in the throat, politically speaking, rhetorically speaking. And as conservatism spreads across the country through this hermetically sealed bubble, echo chamber of lies, being amplified by millions of dollars, being protected by the right and the left, because my free speech. Turning Point USA, founded by Charlie Kirk, has 350 chapters on college campuses. They are not just changing history for old people. They're actually changing history for young people, so that the next generation that comes out of this is going to believe that Nazis were actually socialists. And so anything that you want, anybody who wants socialism actually is a Nazi. That's their goal. You brilliant leftist who's more concerned about Alex Jones because if we don't defend his right to spread lies and to spread hate and to actually literally threaten the lives of people, if we don't protect his freedom of speech, then something bad is going to happen. Meanwhile, all across the country, people are being convinced that you, who are a socialist, are actually a Nazi, and that you, who are defending their freedom of speech, are actually trying to take it away, and that you, who really just want to get back to a more civilized time, are actually planning to kill them, and that they should take up arms and have it by their bedside, like Alex Jones said, to be ready for you, leftist scum. I hope I painted the picture, because I don't even think I've done it well enough. I don't think I've done it dramatically enough. I think I might be underselling the scope of this, the scale of this. Well, my office hours time, my time is up. I'm going to go swimming today and relax. And I'm not going to worry about this, because as this happens right before our eyes, when they're done, and you're done correcting me, when you're done correcting me and they're done silencing you, I'm just going to go fishing and say, I told you so.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog and join the Progressive Army.